Hello there, this is Harish, and today we would be going to talk about crisis which can be seen easily in Asia continent. It is really common. We do ask lots of questions. We have been living in a 21st era. Who is the responsible for this catastrophic event? As we have seen recently in Pakistan, half of the Pakistan be involved in flood crisis. Even India is not bit far from this. We have also seen crisis in Assam, even West Bengal, Odisha, sometime Kerala, where I do live, Maharashtra. Nothing is left from crisis. Welcome, Mr. Abdul Rahman from Pakistan, who is my guest on this podcast. Welcome, bro, on the Harish podcast. How are you doing?
Thank you, sir. I'm doing well, and I'm so thankful for you for providing me such kind of platform and to express the thing whatever is going on in Pakistan and whatever we are suffering right now. And the things are quite normal nowadays, sir. We are getting into our lives by still the things are worst, and as you can see on the news, on the different kind of news channels, if you are seeing the Pakistan, if you are watching the Pakistan channels, you would better know about the situation, sir. Thank you.
Definitely, it must be get over from that worst condition which you guys were going through. Now, I do have really simple question for you. These kind of the crisis I hadn't seen in developed country. Even there were some crises, even there are some crises, but which may live in limitation. We do have unlimited crisis, flood, or anything natural crisis. We can say that. But the thing is, who is responsible for this, Mr. Abdul? Don't you think government is responsible because they were elected? And that's exactly what we thought. They are who can take a responsibility. That's why we chose them. And what they do sometime, why they can't take a responsibility year and year. We have seen same event is going to happen, but till now nobody is taking responsibility. They donate something, they give something, they give what I would say that a commitment, but when they would take responsibility, it is a huge question. What do you think?
Sir, first of all, I would like to tell you about the situation, like and the half of the Balochistan are under the floods, and as well as the Sindh is almost under the flood, and the KPK region, which is one of the province of Pakistan, and there are lots of destinations which is quite interesting among the foreign visitor, like Swat, Kalam, Madan, and the things the responsibility comes first, like in the first step when you are going to initiate something in that areas, like particularly on those areas in which the foreign visitors are coming every year to visit the places and to stay there and to spend some time there. So then it needs a lots of managements, a lots of things to be mind whenever you are trying to do to make some kind of infrastructure or some kind of building like hotels and other infrastructure. Then these things should be kept in mind before the floods. But when the floods come and destroy all the thing, then we are thinking about the thing that the government is responsible and the authorities are responsible. But they are not the only one who is responsible. Even the general public and the local citizens are also responsible for these kind of things, because they do, and they are interested to do to continually doing mismanagements. They are making buildings and there's in these areas where the floods are expected every years, but they are making it, and because of the beauty of the area, because of the beauty of the lake view, of the water views, they are making such kind of buildings, and when the flood come, the crisis we face.
Oh, it's new concept for me. People are converting beauty into worst. That's what can be shocking for me. As you were talking about Balochistan and KPK region of the Pakistan, I would like to tell you about Assam, about West Bengal, Odisha, some part. So, what is our problem? We do have some problem where I personally think so. Definitely, there uh, could be the mismanagement of the people. But I personally think government must take a chance, government must take a responsibility, and which can be implemented at a place where such kind of the floods are being seen. And number two thing, who is giving permission to them in order to build building? I think government is totally responsible for that. And as we were talking about it, so we chose them. Don't you think government is responsible to some extent for such kind of the incident which we have seen now? Listen my question. Have you ever heard in Australia? I'm not going to talk about jungle fire and all. I'm just simply asking to you: have you ever heard anywhere Britain is going through flood problem? New Zealand is going through. Why? They did manage each and everything, but we are it's our failure, Mr. Abdul. Don't you think, man?
So
There is
they manage, so, so they are trying to manage the things, and they are doing it and a very well way. The problem is that we the people are not concerned with these issues. Whenever we face the problem, then we think about the problem, sir. And particularly like our the high profile people like prime minister and other MPs, MNAs, like we are having in our country. Their homes are still safe from the floods, their homes are still safe from other issues and from other like this kind of disaster. They are safe, completely safe, sir. Even like the high officials of the government, like the commissioners and all the high profile people are still safe, but the general public are suffering with these kind of issues and crises, and because of the list management. And we are not concerned at the beginning, of the infrastructure we are making. We don't have any plan for such kind of areas to make it happen and to implement it. So that's why the people violate the rules, and the government is also not concerned with the things. Like they give permission to peoples on the priority of their profile, on the priority of their they are also taking there is also corruption involved in these kind of things in Pakistan particularly, and they are permitting these things. And when these kind of disaster happen, then we face the problem, and we think about the initial things whatever we did in the previous year. So that's what we are facing, and that's what we have to think about.
okay. So far, I personally think so. Some of solution can be brought. Number one solution: awareness. Government can spread awareness among all people. Those are living in coast area, or the people those are can be seen in trouble, isn't it? Number two, they can decrease plastic variety, or I would say that they can take strict initiative where they can ban plastic. Number three, I personally think so, we have to behave like educated, we have to behave like literate, we have to behave like a proper human being, which we were not. And I literally want to add you COVID also. Now people are becoming bit what I would say aware, and they are taking care of their health also. And they do know value of cleanness. But earlier people were used to live with, I would say that, mismanage their own self, isn't it? This can be done. It is my opinion, which I think. And definitely, what are the reason behind crisis? I would say government. We chose them. It is their responsibility. Take out some good bill from parliament and do work upon some strong project which can make our country's future, which can give proper service to the people those are living there, because those are also India's voter, which I personally think. So what about you? According to your perspective, what we could do there, and what kind of the
uh,
solution can be seen? What kind of the solution can be seen?
so as you of the plastic, that it is very very dangerous to the environment, and really it is danger. And a lots of, and even we have a law and regulation, and there is an SOP for the use of the plastic chopper, plastic bag. But implemented, so it is really difficult, where if the public is not concerned about the issues and the problems whatever we are facing in our environment due to the use of the plastic. If the public is not concerned, if the public is not cooperative with the government and with the authorities, it is almost difficult, and it is almost impossible to implement such kind of laws on the public, to not use the plastic bag and to use other thing which is like use kind of bag which is not harmful to the environment. So it is really difficult, because it is the cheap one in the market to use and to provide for their customers. So it is easy for them, and to implement the rules and the which is provided by the government and provided by the parliament. So it is almost difficult. So the public should be concerned with the issues whatever we're facing due to the plastic use. So then it is possible to implement the but. And as you mentioned, sir, as you mentioned the previous about the Australia, sir, even they are implementing these issues because they have a lots of resources with a limit of population. So that's why they are overcoming the issues and the crisis, like this, and like to implement this kind of like these kind of rules on the public. It is difficult, but after you overcome the population in your country, and to improve your resources for the public, then it is possible. We are facing a lots of problems in the face of population. So our government has a limit of resources and a very large, so you cannot implement it.
I would interrupt you here, and we have to understand some kind of the thing which you said. There are some good aspects, as you were talking about a responsibility, which may be taken from the both of side as public, and the second perspective you are talking about a government. But the thing is, which I personally think, now listen, you are talking about the responsibility which can be taken by the people those are going to face such kind of the thing. Where they do live. You were talking about Balochistan. Where is Balochistan? Which kind of people are living there? Number one, people are not much educated. I don't know about the people, those are Baloch. Even let's not talk about only your country. Let's involve here my own country, India, Assam. People are not educated there. So it is a bit difficult to make them understand as compared to the government who can take responsibilities. As I said, we could have made a dam. Dam can give good protection, isn't it?
So it is.
Yeah, bit amount of responsibility definitely, but what the government's responsibility?
So the government is responsibility to make a law and to implement it. It is a right of the government to implement such kind of laws and regulation in the interest of the people. But talking about the education. So it is education is not connected to the particular industry like schools or universities. So even if you are facing some kind of problem in your life, so it is also education. You should take a lesson from the crisis, and then you should be concerned with the thing whatever is making that crisis. Like if the plastic is harmful for the people, then the people should think about it and should be cooperative to the authorities who are implementing the government laws and regulations. If the people are not concerned with the issues and the problems they are facing, so then it is impossible to implement that.
As we know, there are some places where the area of coastline and the flow of river can't be managed by human beings. So what governments are doing? Each and everything can't be handled by the common people. That's why they chose government, proper government. So why don't
So,
you think it is a responsibility of the government?
so it is a kind of sentiment and a kind of behavior which government takes, which government think, and they keep it in their mind, and then they are going to the then they go to the parliament and make such kind of laws, sir. Like if the people are concerned with the issues, then they will go to amend the current laws and regulation. And if there is no law exist at the time, so then they will make a law and any kind of rule to the issues. But we should be aware, we should have that kind of knowledge about the problem, about the things whatever we are having. So, and when we can force our government, then we can make our government to think about the crisis as well, and to make the rules in terms of that problem, sir.
Don't you think the people do have limit? People do have limit. My
People
simple
have
question, I think it is becoming a bit debatable, but yeah, definitely there must be some kind of a conclusion after this discourse. So what my question is, we chose government because we can't manage something. I would like to give us some of the answer which you were asking in your question. Number one, people do have responsibility. I do agree with the statement given by you. Definitely we do have responsibility, and there are something which can't be made understand. Even people those are illiterate, still they can understand the things, isn't it, which you were saying? Definitely I do think so. People must not throw garbage in the different kind of the sites. People must not make buildings which site can be given, site can give us bit threat. People must do proper research. It's okay, I do agree with this statement that you put, isn't it? My straightforward question to you, we chose government in order to fix something which are going against us. And when we give this responsibility to government, I think government must involve their self with the proper intention in order to welfare of people. And why I am saying frequently only single thing, it can be seen very easily. I'm not talking about your country or my country. It can be seen very easily. Politicians are corrupt. They are not getting the value of their power. They are wasting their power. They are calculating their power with the money. That's only can be seen. This is my last question. And I would say definitely I agree with the statement as you gave. People must understand their responsibility, but definitely there is a massive role of government. If they would not understand, then we will see this kind of crisis continuously, and we will be knowing even in a future developing country, we will not have a chance to become a developed country. That is exactly my last statement.
Yes, and sir, I'm going to talk about a very sensitive thing about the public behavior. So the government keep that in mind. Such kind of points are kept in mind to make rules and to implement it. So if you are not concerned about the problem, sir, the government is not going to take any step of getting in terms of overcome the problem, sir, because they are getting bored. If you are not, if they think and if they consider this thing like they are not getting what in terms of such kind of problem. to take an action about it. But the problem should be the problem about the problem, the public. And so apart from that, even you can consider these things like you can about you can take any kind of decision of the government, sir. Like what kind of industry your government your government are going to invest lots of money of your budget, sir. It also even there is a kind of behavior in our public. They think about the about the war, about the thing which is related to the war. Like they also they even in the India as well, they watch the movies mostly which is based on the war, like that. So the government will also do the things and the equipment of the war and the things which is related to the war. They will never going to invest in the public sector of education and the kind of sector. They will invest a high amount of the budget into the equipment of the war, like in the strategy of the. So the public sentiment and the public behavior is the most important, sir. The government and any authority and any person in this world, if the is concerned with a kind of problem, sir. The public is concerned with a kind of problem which is related to society, and the government think that they can get vote in terms of overcoming that problem, sir. They will do it. But if the public is not going to debate on that issues and going to highlight that issues, so the government will never going to take any step in terms of to solve this problem and to set that problem.
So according to your point of view, as you said, masses' opinion and masses' thinking and their awareness must matter, which you think. And according to my point of view, the role of government and the proper intention of government can play a vital role in order to fix such a thing which we are watching. I said responsibly watching because definitely we are watching. We have seen in India, now it's in Pakistan, even in Sri Lanka, what it is. We are watching. It is not a like event which had been. It's been.
Let me interrupt you for a moment, sir. Why the Sri Lanka become like that kind of situation that they are facing nowadays, sir? Because they were to do things like what was interested in.
Okay, so
and which the public were interested. Like in Pakistan, sir, the public are interested to get free oil, to get the petrol and a dollar and a very as compared to the international market, they are trying to get oil at the cheap price as compared to the international market. So definitely the government will try to give subsidy on the petrol, to make available the petrol on cheap prices to their public, and for that they will try to get a loan from the IMF, and then the country economic situation become worse in that terms. So that's what the government will always do the things for which they think that the
okay, definitely
vote in the next elections.
We are getting bit issue when you are speaking. I think so we should do next podcast about Sri Lankan issue, isn't it? So far, it was my pleasure to had a wonderful discourse with you, which add drastically value in my knowledge also. And definitely I would like to request to all, what we spoke, do you agree or not? You could comment on the comment section and let us know. And I'm really grateful for you, Mr. Abdul Rahman. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you once again, sir, for inviting me.
So you can.
Sir, I would like to say thank you to you, sir, for inviting me and for providing that kind of platform in which we could represent our point of view, our problem, discuss our problem, sir. We need that kind of problem, sir, and you are doing such a great job for that. I'm so thankful to you, sir, and keep it up, sir. I would like to
Thanks a
suggest
lot.
you as well.
Thanks a lot. So tomorrow would be India and Pakistan match. Would you be going to watch it or not? Are you cricket lover or not? Did you get what I said? I think we have to wind up here, and I'm not getting your voice. I was talking about India and Pakistan. Tomorrow would be a match, and will you watch or not? Let it remain here. We would be going to do next podcast, and where we would be going to talk about this all, which are left, and definitely let us know how you guys are feeling to listening about this show. Thanks a lot. Have a good day.